What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black, coming back once again to talk about the SEC's must-watch out-of-conference games for the 2024 season. Now, it's going to be a lot of great games this season. There will not be a boring weekend in the 2024 college football season. But I just want to come on here and talk about the SEC and their out-of-conference games, where they're must-watch out-of-conference games. So let's go ahead and get started. And you know, in week 1, August 31st, you got Georgia versus Clemson in Atlanta, 12 noon. Why they got this game so early, I don't know. This game should be a 7:30 primetime game, 4:30 game at the latest. All right, these two teams are not cupcake teams. I'll just say that. Both of these teams, they done won 2 national championships, in the playoff era. So, no, this game should not be at 12 o'clock. But guess what? I got Georgia winning this game. Why? Because I think Georgia just got the better overall talent. All right, I think they got more talent than Clemson and better talent than Clemson. And part of the reason that they got better talent than Clemson is Dabo Swinney's lack of using or refusal to use the transfer portal. That is why he came out and said that some guys in the transfer portal, is not good enough to play for Clemson. Granted, some of them are not. But if you look at Georgia and what they got out the transfer portal, Trevor Etienne from Florida, Kobe Young from Miami, the wide receiver, Vanderbilt's best wide receiver, they got those guys out the transfer portal. Safety from Alabama, I'm sure a couple of those guys was good enough to play for Clemson. But Dabo Swinney, his refusal to use the portal is to the detriment of his team. Okay, but like I say, Georgia just got more overall talent plus Will Shipley. Clemson's workhorse for the past 4 years is no longer there. You got Cade Klubnik at quarterback. That's a disaster. So we'll see how all this work out for Clemson this year. But in week 1, they're going to take a L. But in saying that, now if you look at Georgia and go back to last season and look at how they played in the first 3 or 4 games, they was really sluggish. They wasn't hitting on all cylinders. Granted, it was early in the season. Do I think both teams, Georgia and Clemson, would come out hitting on all cylinders in week 1? No, I don't think nobody is going to come out hitting on all cylinders in week 1. But if you look at how Georgia came out last season, they wasn't really good. And they had Oklahoma on the schedule, but Oklahoma got taken off the schedule. And I feel if they'd have played Oklahoma in week 1 of last season, they would have lost. And I feel if they come out this season in week 1, like they came out last season in week 1, it's a possibility that they might or they could lose to Clemson. Even though I think they got a whole lot more talent than Clemson and a better head coach. That's just me. But I'm sure Clemson fans may disagree with me. But that's what they supposed to do. They supposed to support their team. And I'm sure Georgia fans will agree with me and say, hey, we're going to beat the hell out of Clemson Tigers in Atlanta. And I agree with the Georgia Bulldog fans. That's just me. But hey, we'll see when the time comes. But that's not the only must-watch SEC out-of-conference game in week 1. You got Florida versus Miami, once again, August 31st, in the Swamp, 3:30. I got Miami winning this game. I just think Florida got too much going on. Billy Napier trying to save himself and his job. Billy Napier got to worry about getting sued. I mean, it's crazy. He got to worry about trying to make a bowl game. And I done said it. I don't think Billy Napier going to make it through the season. I really don't. The talent level at Florida, in my opinion, it has dropped. But you ask Florida fans, Billy Napier been recruiting at the high level. at a high level. But guess what? It ain't showing on the football field. That's all I know. He recruiting for somebody else to come in and develop that talent. That's what's going on with those Florida Gators. Miami going to come into the swamp and beat the hell out of Florida. That's what I think. Now, Miami, I feel, is an up-and-coming program. I think Mario Cristobal got Miami on the right track. Even though Mario Cristobal make dumb decisions sometimes. Go back to last season against Georgia Tech when he should have just kneeled the ball. He want to run a play. They wind up fumbling and lose to Georgia Tech. So, but that's neither here nor there. New season. All right. So, but Florida, all they're going to do is continue with their losing ways in week 1 against Miami. But still, I want to watch this game. Still, I want to laugh at those Florida fakers, Florida skaters, whatever you want to call them. I want to laugh at them. And I want to laugh at Billy Napier. And I'll say it again. In my opinion, Florida would have been better keeping Dan Mullen. That's just me. But I think this is an intriguing game. This is somewhat of a rivalry game in week 1. And I'm going to enjoy it. But anyway, moving on, another game. Week 1, August 31st, Texas versus Notre Dame, Kyle Field, 7:30. What is Notre Dame bringing to the table? Him and them Irish and Marcus Freeman. I don't know. Texas A&M, new beginnings for them, just like it's new beginnings for my Alabama Crimson Tide. You know, with a new coach. But Texas A&M, remember that number 1 recruiting class you brought in 2022? Half of them are gone. Probably a little more. You know, y'all lost some pieces off that defense. LT Overton to my Alabama Crimson Tide. Walter Nolan to Ole Miss. You lost that. What was his name? That wide receiver. You lost him. That fast one. I wanted him. I think his last name was Evans or something. But I wanted him to come to my Alabama Crimson Tide. But it went elsewhere. You know. But hey, that's neither here nor there. Texas A&M. Yeah, you lost some people. And your quarterback position sold up though, but that ain't saying much. So, you know, Notre Dame, when they come in and beat Texas A&M, I don't know. We know Kyle Field is going to be rocking in week 1. That's a big opponent for Texas A&M. I can't call this game. I'm interested in it because I really don't know what Notre Dame is bringing. I don't follow Notre Dame like that. You know, I really don't follow Texas A&M like that until it's time to play my Alabama Crimson Tide. Because Texas A&M, they ain't bringing too much. That's just me. You know, what's his name? Jimbo Fisher came in and he didn't do too much better than Sumlin did. But for some reason, y'all kept him as long as you did. Matter of fact, he didn't even do better than Sumlin. So, hey, it is what it is. But this is an intriguing game for me. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? I don't give a damn if Texas A&M win or lose. Matter of fact, I want them to lose so I can laugh at them. That's what I want. Oh, my goodness. That's just me. I'm hating on everybody this damn season except for my Alabama Crimson Tide. I am. And you will see it. But anyway, that's a intriguing out-of-conference game for me. That's a must-watch game for me. All right. Then you got September the 1st, a Monday night, LSU versus USC in Las Vegas. 7:30, like I said. Who I think will win this game? USC. USC will beat LSU in week 1. Why? Why do I think this? Because there's no more Jaden Daniels. There's no more Logan Diggs. There's no more Malik Neighbors. There's no more Brian Thomas Jr. All your star power on offense is gone. I know you got Garrett Nussmeier. I know that. I know the quarterback he is. The little bit I done seen, he's a very accurate quarterback. He throws on time. He got great vision. But he's a statue in the pocket. And I know both these defense, LSU and USC, their defense is terrible. But Lincoln Riley is a better offensive mind. And I think Lincoln Riley and USC's offense will be more explosive than LSU in week 1. I do. Now, if they had Jaden Daniels and the other guys that I just named, I will pick LSU to win. But no, I'm not. LSU, they got him a new defensive coordinator, I believe. But that defense ain't going to be no better than last season. You got the same people. I don't know how much you addressed via the transfer portal for that defense, but I'm going to tell you right now, it wasn't enough. So all you LSU fans, you can say what you want to say. You can come at me like like you want to, but I'm telling you the truth. And I ain't going to sugarcoat it for you, so you can feel good about your LSU Tigers. And once again, I want USC to beat LSU. I can get all the laughs in the world at the expense of LSU and Florida in week 1. Probably Texas A&M too. Yeah, and I'll be happy to do it, and I won't feel sorry for the fan base that I'm talking about. I love it. But anyway, it is what it is. So out of all of these must-watch out-of-conference games for the SEC in week 1, which is 4 of them, I think Georgia's the only one going to come out with a victory. That's just me. Let's move on to week 2. Week 2, September 7th, we got Texas at Michigan. 12 noon. Once again, why is this game at noon? Why this ain't prime time? 4:30 at the earliest. Why? Somebody let me know. I know it's probably all about the dollars, but still, look out for the fans sometime. But Texas at Michigan. Texas got a well of talent. Quinn Ewers coming back. I know Xavier Worthy gone, but you replaced him. You got Isaiah Bond. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Texas running back course should be pretty good. I got confidence from what I seen in their spring game. I got confidence in Arch Manning. I got confidence in Texas, at least their front 7. I don't know what they back end looking like. Then you look at Michigan, new beginners again, new head coach. Okay, so Jim Harbaugh is no longer there. So will this Michigan team even resemble what they looked like last season? I would hope so, being that it was a recipe for success, even though allegedly they was to put it bluntly, cheating. But anyway, the defense was on point last season. Where they have that same type of defense last season, they just might, because guess what? They was doing a lot of rotating last season. And those guys, the next man up for those guys who went on to the NFL this year, those guys coming behind them got experience. So it could be. Do I think so? I think it could be similar, but not as good. That's just me. Okay? But man, this really is a tough game to call, but I'm gonna say Texas is gonna win because of the offense, because of Steve Sarkisian. Again, one of the greatest offensive minds in college football today. And I think that's gonna be the X factor. Steve Sarkisian. And I think this offensive line of Texas will hold up against Michigan's defensive line. That's me. But going back to last year, Michigan was bringing them edge rushers and linebackers. So we'll see. But Texas' offensive line is usually pretty good. Usually. Now, going back to last year, once again, in week 1. I forgot who Texas was playing. McNeese State or some fucking body. But they was getting through Texas offensive line in week 1. But Texas, you know, they fixed that. But will this Michigan defense get to Quinn Ewers or affect the run game, the passing game in week 1? Like I said, I got faith in Texas offensive line. I think Texas can pull this out, and I'm not saying that with a lot of confidence. So, but I got Texas winning in week 1. All right, let's move on to week 2. I mean, not week 2. Texas winning in week 2, but against Michigan. Let's move on to week 3. September the 14th, 12 noon again. My Alabama Crimson Tide at Wisconsin. Got to go to Madison. Okay? Don't know. I don't follow Wisconsin. But I do know this. They're going to get their ass whooped when my Alabama Crimson Tide roll into town. My Alabama Crimson Tide got way more talent than freaking Wisconsin. Anybody want to dispute that? Anyway, then Kalen DeBoer, another one of the best offensive minds in the game. We got way too much talent than Wisconsin. I feel like we got a better quarterback. I think Wisconsin got Tyler Van Dyke transfer from Miami. It was said that he was going to come to Alabama last season, but he decided to stay at Miami, I believe, and then he transferred to Wisconsin, I believe. Okay? And you trying to tell me that my quarterback, Jalen Milroe, ain't better than Tyler Van Dyke? Bullshit. And I just can't wait to see Jeremy Bernard go off. I think our starting receiver core is going to be Jeremy Bernard, Kobe Prentice, and Kendrick Law. All right, I ain't going to bring Ryan Williams into it yet. Okay, I think we're going to have one of the best running games in the country. J.M. Miller, Justice Haynes, Richard Young, and Daniel Hill. All right, one of the best. Only part of Alabama team that concern me is the secondary. But we got experience there too. All right, we got Devontae Smith coming back. We got Malachi Moore coming back. We got transfer from Michigan, Keon Saw. We got transfer DeMonte Jackson from USC. Both those guys got experience. Yeah, I think my Alabama Crimson Tide will be 3-0 after we play Wisconsin in Madison, Wisconsin. Yes, I do. I think we got the better coach. I think we got the better team. So, and I'm saying that with a lot of confidence. So, you can dispute me if you want to. But, hey, I'm sure Wisconsin fans probably disagree with me. And like I say, that's what they supposed to do. They supposed to support their Badgers. But reality is Alabama going to handle business in Madison, Wisconsin. That is it. We not leaving Madison, Wisconsin with a loss. That's the way I see it. But that's one of the must-watch out of conference SEC games. And I'm telling you, damn near every SEC fan will be watching that game simply because y'all want Alabama to fail. But it ain't going to happen. Just the way it is. But anyway, that's in week 3. And then you got to wait all the way to week 14, rivalry week. You know, you got on November 30th, Florida versus Florida State. Time to be determined. And yes, Florida going to lose this game too, just like they going to lose to Miami. So everybody in Florida going to be beating up on them Florida skaters, fakers, whatever you want to call them. And Florida State ain't no exception. Florida State, hey, they addressed a lot in the transfer portal. They too got a few of my Alabama Crimson Tide players. Matter of fact, Texas got a Martin E. Black too. But anyway, they got a few of my Alabama Crimson Tide players too. But it's all good. It's all good. Man, I'm talking about Texas, man. Florida State, who they got? Malik Benson. Let me see, Malik Benson. Earl Little Jr. and they got another one, Roydell Williams. Yep, they do. But hey, it's all good. It's all good, baby. They gonna beat the hell out of Florida, and hopefully my Alabama Crimson Tide can see Florida State in the playoff this year, and show Roydell and Earl Little Jr. and Malik Benson they should have stayed. That's what I think. But anyway, Florida State gonna beat Florida. Like I say, Florida got too many issues. They don't have as much talent. Okay, so Billy Napier worried about his damn job. Matter of fact, maybe Billy Napier need to go ahead and settle with Jaden Rashada so they can just focus on the season. All right, I know Florida State, they lost some pieces off their defense, but they gonna be good enough to beat the hell out of Florida, the Florida Gators. Even when everybody is clicking on all cylinders, Florida State will be able to beat the hell out of Florida with no problems. It's like when everybody else is clicking on all cylinders, it's like Florida still going to be in week 4, and they're going to be their peak. That's what I think. But hey, it is what it is. Florida Gators, you're a thing of the past. That's all I know. That's all I know. So yes, Florida State gonna beat the hell out of you in week 14. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. Just the way it's gotta be. And Billy Napier, he ain't making it through the season. You'll have a Florida Gator fans, y'all have an interim coach by week 6. And I'm gonna end this video on that. If you agree with me with any of this, let me know. If you don't, that's fine with me. Hey, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is. But just remember, y'all be blessed, and I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, and roll damn Tide.